friends, good morning. Welcome to the beginning of this week's reading vlog. So this is going to be my Smutathon / Fall into Manga Love reading vlog. I've got my little duck fluff that hasn't been tucked yet this morning. I just wanted to open up this vlog and let you guys know that I Married a Birdman because this dropped yesterday and I'm obsessed with this series, and me and Brie from 11 Words and Steph from Novelty Corner tend to read these as soon as they come out. Steph's already read it, like she's already finished it, and she loved it. So I'm like obsessed. I've read the first couple chapters before I went to bed last night, and I'm really enjoying it. So I will be continuing that today. Another thing, I want to get my volume of manga read, and then I need to actually get my TBR up. I still need to finish editing that. It shouldn't be too bad. I do want to read A School Frozen in Time today. This is going to be my volume of manga for today. I'm very excited. It's going to be a good time. And yes, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll come back when I have thoughts on A School Frozen in Time Volume 3. Okay, so I just finished Volume 3 of School Frozen in Time. I have theories and, suspicions of who's involved and who's in control of everything, but it'll be really interesting to see what comes to fruition in the volume that's supposed to come out any time now, Volume 4, which is the final volume to the series. It's a nice, short, closed circle mystery kind of series, and I'm really interested to find out. This has a very And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie kind of feel, so if you like that kind of a feel, then definitely check this one out. But I've really been enjoying it, had a good time, and I cannot wait to find out the end of the mystery. It's gonna be good. With that said, I think what I'm gonna do now is quickly go edit that TBR and get that up so you guys can see that. And then I forgot to mention earlier that I am currently buddy reading the Tell It Again book with Lindsay and April, and I'm a day behind, so I do need to catch up today. So I've got about 100 pages of Small Favors by Erin A. Craig to read. So I do need to go ahead and read that. I think I'm going to try to get that done before work because reading I Married a Birdman on my Kindle, I can access that from my phone at work. So like when I take my lunch break, I can read it. So I think that's going to be my plan. Okay, video's up. That's all done. I then took some time to sit, and I did get my buddy read pages read in Small Favors. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. I don't know if the dust jacket is different or if this part was different, but I love this very much. I'm about 200 pages in now. It's getting really, really good. It has that same, like, eerie, twisted feel that House of Salt and Sorrows had. And that's just what I was hoping for from this. But this has more of, like, a almost Puritan era kind of feel to it. And it's, like, all or nothing in a lot of their culture. Their culture is very, like, friendly and helpful and things. And that's always nice. But yeah, like, there's so much going on in this book. I can't wait to discuss it with April. We are discussing it on Halloween, so you will probably see this video after the live show. So I will leave that linked in the corner for you. But I am really enjoying this so far. It's definitely an adventure, and there's a lot... Sorry. There's a lot to unpack with this, because there's specific emphasis on the power of words that I'm really liking and the power of naming things. And that just gives all of the Fae feels to me right now. And I love that. And the Fae obviously played a part in House of Salt and Sorrows because that was a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. So yes, really enjoying it. Excited to see how things pull together. And it's going to be great. I'm really excited. But yes, anyhow, from here, I did download the audiobook for The Shadows by J.R. Ward. So that's going to be my audiobook read for the next couple days at least. I usually listen to audiobooks on 2x speed, and this will be about 11 hours. It's a longer audiobook. But they're pretty beefy books themselves. I just don't have my book in my hand. It's in the other room. Hello, happy Tuesday. I'm kind of slow going again. I've got the night shift today at work, and I did get a bunch of reading done yesterday. I still need to read a volume of manga before I go to work, but I wanted to talk to you about the books that I've read. So I did read, I'm almost 60% of the way through I Am a Birdman. I Married a Birdman. And I'm loving it. It is so fun. It is so cute. I feel like each book in the series keeps getting better. And I just adore it. Like, there's been really adorable, laughable moments. And his species, because they are empathic, when they make their mates happy, they feel that tenfold. And so it's really sweet to see the silly ways he tries to make her laugh, to make her feel good. They have not had intercourse yet, but he has sexually satisfied her, and it was from his perspective. And so getting that double feeling was really interesting. Like, I just really love the whole concept of that. So I love this series. It's so fun. It started with I Married a Lizard Man. Bree from In Love and Words, I'm forever grateful for you talking about this series, and to Mariana Zapata for doing that as well. And then I am about 85 pages into The Shadows. This is my current audiobook. I do have a few errands I need to go run today, so I'll get another chunk done in that. I'm hoping to get another 100 pages done in this. But yes, I do work again today. I'll probably read more Birdman on my lunch break. I do work at the salon tomorrow, but I've also got something really cool going on tomorrow, which you guys will probably see already by the time you see this video. I get to do an interview with Jen DeLuca. I'm so excited. My friend Melissa over at Melissa Reads set this whole thing up, and we're just hosting it on my channel. I'm so excited. It's going to be a good time. I need to go finish the thumbnail for that, so I'm probably going to listen to my audiobook while I'm doing that and getting everything like scheduled and ready to go for tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be super cool. I'm very excited. I do have a couple of morning appointments, then I'll come home, do the interview, and then I go back and do one more appointment, if my memory serves correctly. I'll have to look at my schedule again. But either way, I'm very, very excited. And then I have Thursday off, so I'll get lots of reading done on Thursday. I still also need to read Small Favors today. So we'll see how much I get done before I need to leave to go on my errands. But I am going to continue listening to The Shadows while I get all of that set up. So I am really enjoying this. Trez and Selena, like, it's been waiting to happen for so long that I'm just like, okay, let's make this happen already. Selena has a certain medical condition that we're dealing with right now. I'm not going to say too much because of spoilers, but it's really interesting that it took that for Trez to really come around. And even though he had bonded to her, I mean, there are other things at play here, and we're going to see more of that throughout the course of the book. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying myself so far. It's nice to be back with Black Dagger Brotherhood boys. It's been a bit since I've read from this, as I mentioned, and I'm just getting a drink from the fridge, sorry. And yeah, so things are all good. I'm really excited to keep going, and yes, when I have more thoughts, I will check back, and especially once I've picked out whatever manga I'm going to read today, I'll chat with you. Okay, so I'm back in my comfy reading chair. But today's selection for manga was Love and Heart Volume 3. Now, in this particular one, we have our female lead who's losing her confidence because someone has come into the picture that was unexpected. And now the guy that has liked her for a long time but hasn't told her has finally broke his silence with her. Originally, he was going to back down, let Yo and Haruma be together, but now he's like, no, this isn't okay. I don't like what he's making you feel because, you know, he's being manipulative and abusive and not okay. This is not a healthy relationship between the two of them, and I will be the first to confirm that this is not a healthy relationship. He is very much serial killer, stalker, she is only mine, I will harm anybody else in the way kind of a guy. And so now I think the next volume is going to be very, very interesting because of that dynamic. And it'll be a wild ride to see where it goes from here. Because now there is a female interloper that Haruma seems to be aware of. And now he needs to get her to back off. So I'm really intrigued. It's going to be really interesting to see this one going forward. I did get up to chapter 18 of The Shadows. I'm still really enjoying that. I'm going to double up on Small Favors tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get it done before I need to head out because I have a couple stops I need to make on my way to work. So I'm going to head out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to listen to my audiobook on the way. And yeah, I don't know that I'll say too much more today. I'll have a lot to say tomorrow because I actually switched my hair day. I was able to swap it to Thursday instead of Wednesday. So I should have quite a bit of time to read and stuff tomorrow. Maeve and I are probably going to meet up some point, maybe just do lunch or something, maybe dinner. I don't know. We still need to talk that out. But yeah, so yeah, things changed up a little bit for tomorrow, but I'm still really happy and really enjoying it. I'm going to have to overhaul the light novel section today because somebody came and spent like $500 on light novels yesterday. So it's a mess and I got to go make it less of a mess. So that's going to be my project at work today, I think. Unless they have another project for me. But yeah, I've just been working out all the back stock and that's been a fun project. So yes, with that said, I'm going to head to work and errands and all those things. I will probably check in with you tomorrow morning once I've got more read. Hey friends, good morning. It's officially Wednesday. So, I switched some things around, so I'm not at the salon today. I'm going to go in tomorrow instead. And I am very much looking forward to my day off today. Yesterday was a little stressful at work. A couple things happened and my anxiety tried to be a brat. Needless to say, I'm not sure I love working in the kids department. But anyway, with that said, today's just going to be a self-care reading day. I've actually had a couple of blisters on my feet, so I went ahead and drained them today. So I'm just going to have a super chill day. I mean, they're properly taken care of and wrapped up in socks. Anyhow, let's talk what I've read since we last chatted and what I plan on reading today. So, when it comes to The Shadows, I am now a couple of 200-ish pages in. I'm on chapter 28. This is still my current audiobook, but I do plan on flipping back and forth between this and the audio later today. This morning, but I'm still really loving Trez and I believe it's Selena. Yeah, Selena's story. There's two chosen that are talked about pretty frequently throughout the book, so I was making sure I was mentioning the right one. The way Trez is treating her in regards to her illness is really sweet. He's very respectful of her, and we love a man who respects his woman. Like, he really is treating her like a queen, and I just love the way he treats her. This is going to get pretty dramatic as we go in further, I can tell already. And yes, we're definitely going to, I'm hoping to have this finished today, if not tomorrow at the very latest. I've got a big hole in my day at work tomorrow, so I should have time to get
reading in. I did not get any of Small Favors read yesterday, so I've got about 100 pages to read in this today. When it comes to I Married a Birdman, I really only finished the chapter I was in the middle of. I didn't get much of that read, but I will finish that today. I've got less than 100 pages left in that, so that my goal is to have this finished, get the buddy read pages done in Small Favors, and get as much of the Shadows read as possible. Those are my book reading plans. Manga-wise, because I have the most time today, I'm hoping to get my 2 omnibuses of Carnival done today. Because I have the most time today. Because the only thing I have going on today is the interview with Jen DeLuca. Obviously, I will be more ready by the time that happens. But I want to get some reading done this morning, and then I'll take kind of a late shower, feel fresh and stuff right before the interview. So that's the plan. And I've got my drink here. I'm not super hungry yet, so I'm not going to eat anything yet. And if anyone's curious, since I got a job at Barnes & Noble, I've lost 5 pounds. So clearly I just need to move around a bit more, and I'm going to lose weight, and that's great. I need that to happen anyway.
So I just finished I Married a Birdman. And it was so precious and so sweet. I really loved Dacus and Luana. I thought their relationship, though it is a marriage of convenience, kind of like the others have been, I truly feel like this one was more of a fated mates situation, which is a trope I really enjoy. And the way that Regine Abel brought in a telepathic communication between the couple kind of a situation worked. Well, it starts out as empathic and then eventually it strengthens enough into words. And our Birdman is a hybrid. He's not a full-blooded Zirconian, I think is what they're called, something like that. So we already knew that, physically they were compatible, I guess is the easiest way to put that across. But yes, this was seriously such a sweet story. I loved it so much. And it was it's 5 stars. It's great. I've given each of these 5 stars. So the Prime Mating Agency stories from Regine Abel are all fantastic. And I am so grateful to have read them. And so now I think I'm going to work on the manga for a bit. And then I can devote the afternoon to the Shadows.
This is not on our bracket. It is not. And you know why? Have you ever had a Reese's Pieces? Yeah, but I know Reese's Pieces is all peanut butter inside, no chocolate. This is more chocolate. Yeah, you still got all that chocolate. I love those. I do too. Let's do it. No. I gotta say something about these. My favorite.
Okay, so I just finished my buddy read pages for Small Favors. I've got a little bit left. But I'm really enjoying it. It definitely has that Puritan lifestyle kind of feel to it. And there's definitely fae involved. You can't say there's not in this one. And I just am really enjoying how it's all shaking out. It still has, where House of Salt and Sorrows had kind of that gothic dark feel to it, this is just that twisted fae dark. And I really, really like it. So, Aaron A. Craig, as of right now, is 2 for 2 for me on great books that give you that spooky element without grossing you out too hard. So I'm really, really enjoying this one a lot. I may do my buddy read pages for tomorrow later, but that's only if I get my other reading goals done. So next up on the list, other than a shower, is Carnival volumes 3 and 4. So that's going to be my focus for the next little while. I'm going to go take a nice long shower, scrub my hair good, change, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of feel fresh. The live show is not for a few more hours, of course, but I think just I'm at that point in the day where it's I really need to do this for myself. It'll help me feel better, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be my thing. So the next time you see me, I will look much less haggard. And I will have hopefully finished Carnival Volume 3.
Hi.
So, I just finished Carnival Volume 3, and it took me a minute to get back into the story. I didn't blitz through 1 and 2, but I did read the detailed story thus far kind of situation. And I felt like this omnibus took a minute to get going, but once it did, it was fantastic. And I really ended up enjoying it. I am excited to continue the story. This one's very deep and involved. So at this point in the story, there isn't too much for me to tell you other than we have a young man named Nai who is looking for his companion named Kuroku, who he got separated from, and he uses a agency called Circus to help him find them. And there's all sorts of other political and scientific things involved. It's definitely a magic heavy thing, and it can get confusing at times. So this is one that you definitely read slowly. This isn't one you can sit down in a half an hour to an hour and read the entire thing. It's probably taken me an hour and a half to read this omnibus, and I'm a quick reader, so that should tell you something. This is just one that takes a little bit more time and a little more concentration to read, but it's definitely not bad. So, still really enjoying it. Gonna pick up volume 4 while it's all fresh in my mind, so that I've got the two close together. About 3:45 now, so I probably won't have that finished before I need to get set up for the live show. I still need to do my makeup and make my hair less fuzzy, but I'm showered, I'm in my cuter outfit, I'm feeling a lot better because I'm showered and in a cute outfit and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan and what's going to be going on, and I will share more with you when I have it. Okay, so I just finished Carnival Volume 4. Definitely need to pick up Volume 5. It left on quite a cliffhanger, and I actually really enjoyed what's happening in this particular volume. I feel like this volume kind of amped up the stakes a little bit more even, because now a character that we've been following for a long time has no memory of Nai, and Gareki, Nai's kind of companion from the beginning, is off on his own. It seems like they're intentionally separated for some reason, and now the cliffhanger is kind of figuring out more as to why. So it's very intriguing. I'm very excited to continue. So I'm going to have to order these in at work if I can and keep going because I really want to. I really enjoy the series. If you like action adventure, this is a great Josei series to get your action adventure fix from. And I'm really enjoying it. The interview with Jen DeLuca was great. It was a ton of fun. I had a blast. And I'm looking forward to whatever other reading I can get done tonight. I haven't really done much in the shadows. I think I've done another chapter or so. So I'll get as much of that done. So getting that finished today didn't exactly happen, and that's okay. Slowing down my reading is not a bad thing. So I'm very much looking forward to this slower journey through my reading. It's just going to make things look different here, and I hope you guys are okay with that. But I know I'm okay with that, so I hope you guys will be too. So with that said, I'm going to kind of wrap up for the night, spend the rest of the evening with my hubs, and I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. Alrighty, so I did get The Vampire and His Pleasant Companions Volume 3 read today, and it continues to be an amazing series. I do also have Volume 4 that I'll be reading tomorrow, and I just love this. They are a bit longer, and this one felt a little more dense. I felt like it took me longer, but it might just be that I'm exhausted and not feeling great, so it just took me longer to read in general. But yes, I really enjoyed myself with this one, and I continue to enjoy myself with this series. It's a vampire BL. That's all I need to tell you. But it's taking the route of slow burn, and Al is insanely adorable and cute. And there was so much blushing all around in this particular volume. It was fantastic. And I am really excited to see what happens between Al and Akira, because clearly things are starting to progress a bit. And I like that they're starting to progress a bit. And it's really good. I continue to really love it. I love the art. I love all of it. It's been one of my favorites for a while now. So I'm very excited to continue it. And yeah, so I might read volume 4 tonight to kind of get a jump on the weekend. So I have 3 days to read the last 2 volumes since I work at Barnes the next 3 days. So yeah, anyway. I do still need to work on the shadows. I haven't done anything on that yet, but I do need to head into work. So priority for the rest of the day, finish the shadows. Okay, so it's much later, obviously. I am now almost finished with the shadows. I've been really enjoying it so far. I'm really interested to see what the final conflict in this particular one is, because that'll kind of solidify my rating here. It's sitting somewhere between a 3 and a 4 right now, just because I feel like it's, as the series has gone on, we're trying to follow too many threads and too many couples. So I've been feeling that again in the shadows, but I am very excited to finish this up. Like I say, I've only got a little bit left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my headphones and audiobook and read at the same time and get this finished up tonight. And I probably won't give you my thoughts till tomorrow. But yes, I might start The Beast tonight as well. We'll see how I feel once I finish this and how much time it is. It's about 8 o'clock now, so it's not super late. And I don't think it'll take me more than an hour to finish what I have left. So I'm going to focus on that and then move on to The Beast. And I think I just want to get cozy and not worry about recording any more clips tonight. So I will fill you guys in on my way to work tomorrow. How does that sound? Sound good? I hope you like that. Okay, so I just finished the shadows, and I did actually tear up towards the end. Not everybody gets a happy ending in this one, so I kind of saw that coming, if I'm honest. But seeing how Trez and Iam's story and their main conflict with their people was resolved was really interesting. I am going to give this book a solid 4. I feel like the ending really kind of pulled it together, and previously in the series, J.R. Ward has kind of done this big I'll come back to you thing, and she chose to not do that for one of our couples in this one, and I'm glad for that. For me, that really worked out, and it made it feel more palpable. And yes, I really ended up enjoying my time with this one. More than I thought I would last time I checked in, which is why I wanted to still check in tonight. But yes, Trez and Iam ended up with great stories, and I'm glad we got both of them in this novel. It ended up working out really well for me. I still think there were too many threads that she was trying to pull on for emotional purposes, and like I understand the choice, but not my favorite choice. So with that said, time to start The Beast, because it's not quite time for bed yet. Hi friends, good morning. It's Friday. So I wanted to update you. I am now 11 chapters into The Beast, and I'm liking it okay. I feel like we've taken a step back again, like we did with The King. And we're revisiting Rage and Mary's story, which they were book 2 in the series. I've not loved when we've kind of backtracked like that in this series. I mean, The King was fine. It almost feels like a money grab kind of book, and that always kind of doesn't sit the best with me. I can kind of see where parts of this are going already, and so that makes me less excited to read it, if I'm honest. And so essentially Mary has felt like she made a mistake at work, And there's a child named Biddy that's lost their mother. Mary's feeling very responsible for that because Biddy was in the room when her mom started to pass. And so now Biddy thinks she killed her mom, which obviously isn't the case. Her mom was very sick before that. And so it's one of those things where, you know, the child blames themselves when they shouldn't. And so Mary's blaming herself for the child being put in a situation where they could blame themselves. And then we have Rage going all crazy, and he almost died, but his beast saved him. And so that's kind of as far as I've gotten there. Core has also been kidnapped by the Brotherhood because he went out on his own, and that was a bad thing. And V found him, or Vicious, I should say. And so that's all happening. So obviously we have Layla, who's pregnant with Quinn and Blaze twins. Yeah, that happened in the last book. I guess I didn't mention that. And, well, we knew she was pregnant, but it being twins was a new development in the last book. And we know that she is in love with Core, and Core is in love with her. They are obviously supposed to be mated. I believe their book is next. And so now they're going to be in the same house, it seems. And so that's going to be an adventure. But when it comes to Rage and Mary's story, I fully see this ending with Biddy being part of their life. Like, I just see that being the child for them, because previously in the series, because Mary had all of her cancer treatments and stuff, she's not able to have children of her own. So I have a feeling this is the answer to them having a kid that means happily ever after. And I have all sorts of personal thoughts about that. Basically, it's unnecessary, and why. But anyway. Happily ever after to everybody does not mean kids. That's all I'm going to say. Anyhow. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I have not read any manga yet today. I plan on doing that when I get home from work. I'm on day shift at work today. So I should get home somewhere between 5 and 6. So I will have plenty of time to read a volume of manga tonight. And tonight it should be volume 4 of The Vampire and His Pleasant Companions. We do have a copy here at work, so I might pull it off the shelf and read it on my lunch. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, those have felt denser to me, so I think I'll just wait till I'm home so I can actually just enjoy and relax and not feel like I need to rush through it just so I finish it. So that's the thing. Okay, so it is like mid-afternoon on Saturday. So I've already been to work and finished. They ended up sending me home a little bit early because we were slower, because it's the day before Halloween. And in Utah, people don't trick-or-treat on Sundays. So a lot of that's happening today. And so people just weren't out and about. So it's been pretty quiet this morning. And they let me off early, which is kind of a nice change. But anyhow, I did pick up a few volumes of manga before leaving work. So I wanted to show you what I got. So first up, I got Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, Volume 1. This looks really fantastic because I love a gamer girl. Like, gamer girls unite. Like, this is our manga. And then I did get a copy of Fly Me to the Moon Volume 8. I love this series with so much of my being. It's not even funny. And I'm really excited to have the next installment. Another series that the last two are also a series that I'm so excited that I have the next installment for. So I have Love Me, Love Me Not Volume 11, which is the penultimate volume, which means there's only one more left after this. I'm very, very excited to see how things fall out after Volume 10, because Volume 10 was very interesting. So 11's going to be very exciting for me. And then volume 16 of Snow White with Red Hair. I love this series, and of course, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to get on the road, and then we're going to talk about my reading. All right, so let's catch up on reading. So first up, I have continued on in The Beast by J.R. Ward, and this is basically headed the exact direction I expected it to. Basically, Rage has a near-death experience right at the very beginning of the book, and it makes him realize that he would love to be a dad. But due to circumstances in book 2, he and Mary cannot have kids of their own. Mary is infertile after all of her cancer treatments and such, but basically the scribe virgin saved her life, but because of that, they cannot have children of their own. And Rage has reached that point of wanting. A lot of his friends have started having kids that, you know, found their Shalons around the same time. And he's in mourning, basically. And he's holding the young prince, Wrath's son. They call him LW. I'm guessing Little Wrath. And he basically starts to cry, and everything kind of clicks in that moment for him. And then as he has an intimate moment with Mary, it finishes clicking altogether that he needs Mary more than he needs kids. And so it's just kind of about them coming together. But on the side of that, we have this child who's basically been abandoned. Her dad was abusive, and so the Brotherhood went after him in a previous book. And the wife, no one knew at the time, was pregnant, but because of all the stress of all of that happening, the baby was stillborn, but she carried to term. And her depression was so great that she did not survive the repercussions of the birth. And so we have this girl named Biddy who now is basically an orphan, and everything's lining up for Rage and Mary to adopt Biddy. And so I'm 95% sure that's what's happening in this book. On the side, we have things going on with a sale, and things are progressing between Core and Layla, which is fine. Core and Layla, I believe, are the next book, so I'm okay with that. And we're just kind of getting introduced to new characters. This book is kind of, it's falling in the trap of following too many threads again for me. So that's a bit disappointing. Last night, as you saw, I did read Volume 4 of The Vampire and His Pleasant Companions, which I love and adored. It was so stinking cute. Oh my heck. I love that series. I love Al. I love Akira. Akira is the perfect grump, and Al is the perfect sunshine to his grump. And I just love them. They are too cute. And in this one, like, there's a moment towards the end where they actually talk about, like, sex, and Al is like, I'm okay with either. And Akira's like, what? He's like, either putting in the butt or having the butt put in, I'm okay. And Akira just freaks out. And it was just so funny and so well timed that, like, I just can't even. Volume 4 did have, like, a murder mystery element to it as well, which was really fun. And that was just a really good time. I really enjoyed myself with that volume. So I have not done too much reading today. Just reading my audiobook on the way to work. I was busy enough at work, like with projects and things, that I was bouncing back and forth between the cash register and working on my project in the manga section. Because I don't know if I've told my audience yet, but my store has me, quote unquote, in charge of the manga section. So I'm helping out a lot with that to make sure that it's staying stocked and looking good, and that we're keeping the things in that people want. We have one of the biggest sections around in our state, so it's a lot of responsibility. So I'm trying to keep up with it. And where I'm only working part-time hours right now, that does get overwhelming sometimes. I have a lot of time to work on it tomorrow, so I'll be doing a lot there. And there's another project they want me working on. So we're just trying to work out a lot of the stuff that's hiding in the back out onto the shelf, while also keeping all of the new stuff on the shelf as well. So it's fun. I do enjoy my job as a bookseller. I know it's not for everyone, But man, like, I like it. I don't have this job necessarily to make grandiose amounts of money. That's not what's going to happen with a job like being a bookseller at Barnes & Noble. I have this job because I love books. I have this job for the discount, and that just makes me really happy. I like the atmosphere overall for it, so that's good. So, I just finished He's My Only Vampire Volume 2. I ended up really enjoying this. We're dealing with vampires and thralls, obviously. In this one, he's trying to become the Black Messiah, essentially. And so he's collecting what's called stigmas. And he has to collect a certain number to become the Black Messiah. And so that's kind of his mission right now. And with where this one left off, obviously we're having our interloper try to come in very early, and I'm very interested to see how Volume 3 is going to land. But for tonight, I haven't moved my bookmark in a while. I've been listening to the audio mostly on this one. I'm going to try to finish up The Beast. I have a feeling it's going to end fairly predictably for me, but I am interested in the other storylines going on. So, let's roll. Hi friends, good morning, happy Halloween, and this morning we are going to chat about the fact that I finished The Beast last night. I don't have the book on me, obviously, but I was listening to the audiobook at like 3.5 times speed while I was physically reading it, and when I double up like that, it all internalizes pretty well. So anyways, if you're ever having trouble focusing on a book, that's a great tip. Just a little side note there. But anyhow, so the thing with The Beast, I'm really sitting at like a 3.5 with it. So it didn't do anything glaringly bad. I'm going to tell you that right here, right now. It has that infertility trope that I really don't like. One thing that I appreciate of J.R. Ward is that there was a discussion at some point with another couple about, do we even want kids? And, you know, Rage and Mary were having that discussion, but we also had another couple, another Black Dagger Brotherhood couple that had that same discussion. And so that was really nice to see, because they decided, no, we don't need kids to be happy. I'm happy with what we have, and I don't need kids. I called what was going to happen with Rage and Mary. Obviously, they worked through their personal feelings about it, and then obviously Biddy had kind of been dropped in their lap, and so it was all about, like, the later part of the book was getting Biddy adopted, and Biddy and Rage's relationship was really sweet. I'm not going to throw any shade at that. Like, the way that she just kind of lit up around him was really sweet, because he was really good to her, and, you know, he's this big, intimidating mountain of a man, and so it was all about this little tiny girl who was older than the record said she was, but that's because her biological mother, who passed away, was afraid that there was some sort of limit on the care they would give Biddy. And so she is underdeveloped for her age, and now that she is living with the Black Dagger Brotherhood, obviously she's going to grow and mature and be beautiful. And I have a feeling who she is going to be paired up with, but I'm not going to say in this video, because I don't want to be boo-boo the fool and call it too early, but I have my thoughts on who she will end up with, because she's really like 13, not 9, so we have to wait for her to come into her maturity, obviously, so she'll be down the line, but I have ideas. I have grand ideas. And obviously we had progression with Layla and Core. Layla gave birth, And the biggest thing that happened in this book was that the scribe virgin is dead. She's immortal. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, she's dead. She's unavailable to anybody. And she said that she will choose her successor in time. During the birth of Layla's twins, the girl almost didn't make it, but Pain, who is the scribe virgin's daughter, had to heal her. And so I think somehow the baby's gonna be the new scribe virgin. I don't know. That's another Boo Boo the Fool kind of thing. But obviously we're not gonna know that for a while because it's a baby. Anyways, yeah, that's just kind of what happened and my feelings on Beast. Like I said, it didn't do anything glaringly bad or anything. It just isn't my personal taste. And that's okay that it's not my personal taste. It doesn't have to be my personal taste. My experience with this series has been great. I do plan on reading the next book, which is Cor and Layla's book. So I'm very excited about that and looking forward to that. So I need to pick up book 16 and then I can do the episode on that. So if they have it at work today, I might pick it up right away. Hi guys, so this is the final clip for this vlog. I did finish He's My Only Vampire last night. It's technically Monday morning. This is volume 3. I'm really interested. We just introduced another type of creature, I guess you could say, to the mix of the story. And I'm really interested to see it going forward. And we see that Aki is actually not just your ordinary vampire. He is the prince of his people. And that there's more to the games than we originally thought. So this volume was very interesting. It was very plot heavy. But I am interested in tracking down the rest of the series. So this is going to take me a while to track down as it is out of print. But I am willing to go on the journey to find it. With that said, that is everything for this vlog. I had a great reading week. Though not all of the reads were perfect, I still read some really fun stuff and I had a good time. I'm still learning my work to YouTube balance, so please forgive me for not having any videos this last week. You will be seeing more videos coming forward. I'm going to get some filming done. I've got a couple of days off from both jobs this week, so I think that'll help get some time to, what's the word? Actually film and edit and all those kinds of things. But I'm going to try to get this up today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you've read this last week and how your Halloween was. If you're here just because you love me, put some sort of like pumpkin or like cornucopia fall November kind of emoji in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.